Hi, Pom Pom. Welcome to Stephen and Penelope. I'm here with Brioche, and we're going to give you a little tour of our yarn shop. So you can travel virtually to Amsterdam and get some yarn and pattern inspiration. So I'm here as soon as you walk into the front of the store, and we always have different displays with new yarns that are coming in. So it's fall time, and that means it's sweater weather. So we have a big wall of La Bien-Aimée Cori. This yarn is super gorgeous. So whenever you walk in and visit our shop here, it's always going to be something different in the front window. So we have that beautiful worsted weight. It's all heathered, and I love what Amy did with that yarn. It's all dyed on this more gray base, so all the tones have this subtle harmony to them. So you'll always find something new in the front window. And next to it, it's mystery knit along season. So we have a lot of my past mystery shawls. And as I'm filming this, we're right on the precipice of Clue 4 coming out. So I'm really eager to see how people react to the final clue. And I think some people are going to finish it this weekend and block and rock their finished shawlography mystery shawls. So those are the new mystery shawls. And then take a look. We have this long, skinny space here in Amsterdam. And it is our mission to pack it with as much yarn as possible. But in the front, you'll often meet a lot of hand-dyed yarns. And those are my favorite types of yarns to work with because I love collaborating with different dyers. And I just love that one-of-a-kind collectible quality in these yarns. So you'll find a lot of unique hand-dyed brands from mostly all over Europe, but a mixture from the US and the UK as well. So here we have Life in the Long Grass and Ching Fiber. And this just came in, and I'm a little bit obsessed because it's Blue-Faced Leicester. And I think they should call it Blue-Faced Leicester because I could swear there's silk in this yarn. But take a look at this color. This is what I live for. I've knit, I think, 1,000 shawls. Is that too much, Brioche? He wants me to knit 1,000 sweaters. Is that too many shawls? No, we need to knit more shawls. I don't knit shawls anymore for the practicality. I mean, I love to wear them, but I do it for just the fun and finding new color palettes. And for me, shawls are like swatches. So collecting these single skeins of vibrant colors is how I shop for yarn. So when we have these big yarn walls, I usually collect yarn in single skein palettes. And maybe you're feeling earthy and you can collect, single skeins of these fingering weight yarns to create a shawl pattern, follow one of my patterns, or knit your own shawl. So I love these single skein, they're like painterly works of art, these palettes. So this is Ching Fiber BFL High Twist, and it's really durable. I knit this Sea Swell shawl with it. So here in Amsterdam, you're going to find a lot of samples, a lot of West Knit samples, different featured designers every month. And this is a big schlanket. Do you need a sweater with this, Brioche? I think this would be really good as a background brioche sweater. Oh, you're gonna love that. And then as we come to the middle, we have our Westwool. So you're gonna find our Shoppa brand yarn called Westwool in Bicycle, which is a fingering weight yarn. So you can try out this non-superwash blend of merino and tencel. And tencel is actually a Dutch sheep breed, and it's a more coarse, similar to Icelandic wool or Shetland wool, where it's a bit more toothy. But we just put 10% of that tencel wool blended with the merino to keep the softness. Brioche doesn't like it too scratchy, but it's got to be durable because he's running around. So I used Westwool Bicycle in the Pebble colorway for Brioche's little brioche sweater. And do I need to make that a pattern? He's meeting lots of friends and I'm getting some requests. So I might whip that up for some other pup friends. And then over here we have Tandem. This is our thicker quality of Westwool. And this one's my personal favorite because it's so round and bouncy. It's several plies twisted around together. So it creates a very lively construction. So it's great for sweaters, great for cables, really good stitch definition. But yeah, I love that blend. It's like a workhorse yarn, but it remains soft thanks to that merino. And after Westwool, we're moving our way back and we have a lot more woolly yarns, a lot more solids and heathereds back here. Isager Alpaca 2, this beautiful yarn from Denmark is an alpaca blend, 50 merino, 50 alpaca, or 50 wool, not necessarily merino. A wool alpaca blend, and you'll find that in our shop that most of our fibers are natural fibers, And we love those blends of different fiber blends. This one's a cashmere silk, really soft. Yeah, that one is just so heavenly. We're not going to knit that for you. Yeah, you would ruin that in a day. And back here, another one of our favorites is Holst garn from Denmark. And this rainbow wall comes in 50-gram cakes, and you'll find a big color range of this yarn. We always stock this at Stephen and Penelope because it's great for color work sweaters, and you can knit it for shawls too. So any of those fancy hand-dyed shawls, if you're wanting a more calm, solid version, you could do a Holst shawl. And there's a really great yardage, a really great price for these Holst cakes, and they come in 50 grams. So two of these equals 100 grams of another skein. So you need to get two of the same color to represent a single skein. And we have a wool and a cotton wool blend. So there's a little bit of cotton and some silk back here in the back room. And yeah, this is kind of insane. This sheen, this is like a Rami silk wool and silk blend. Yeah, I just love texture. I'm a big fan of unique yarn qualities, and I love when the fibers and textures meet the color and they just like leap off of the skein into these jewel tone, shimmery collectibles. So Mominoki is another one of our favorites from Germany, and we have a lot of their bases here at Stephen and Penelope. And back here we have more yarn and bags, thick and quick Rasta, and definitely mohair. You're always going to find a lot of mohair because I just put mohair in everything. I don't think of mohair as a yarn. It doesn't exist. It's so thin and fluffy. You know, it doesn't add too much thickness to your project. So if you add a single strand of mohair to any sweater stripe or as a shawl accent, you know, it just adds like personality and fluff to your shawl. And that means it also doesn't exist in your stash. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't exist as stash yarn. It's just bonus personality for your knits. So as we make our way around the corner, what do we have? Oh, surprise, surprise, another wall of mohair. This one's from Issayer. They do a gorgeous color range with these really subtle semi-solid tones. And this Kama Rose, another Danish company, Midnight Soul. This is a really good mohair substitute. So if you find mohair to be not, you know, in your to your liking, you can substitute it with Surrey alpaca, and that's always a really good fluffy alternative. And you'll find needles, notions, everything to complete your project. We have all those here in the center. And around the corner, we have a designer of the month wall. So over here, when you visit Amsterdam every month, it's a different featured designer. And this month's designer is Tiff Nellian. And I love the texture that they have in their sweaters and their shawls. These really understated and sophisticated textures with really thoughtful placement in the designs. Little textures. I love when colors are highlighted with different textures, and she does that a lot with these gorgeous garments. So once you collect all your yarns in your basket, you know, grab your little pup and get your sweater colors picked out for him. And you can check out at the register here when we wind the yarn. And there's one more enticing wall by the register. So just a little bit of undercover otter. And they are based here in Amsterdam, and they are not color shy. And you really gotta go bold when you're choosing colors from them. And that's why we love to spice up our walls with those unique colorways. It's always rotating. There's always new yarns and fibers coming into the shop. So I hope you got a little bit of inspiration and a little bit of taste of what our shop is like here in Amsterdam. And you're sure to find something different and new that you haven't seen before next time you visit. So I hope you can come soon, either in person or online as well. Everything that we have in store is at stephenandpenelope.com. All the yarns, bags, and a lot of these notions. Malia designs all of the Stephen and Penelope products. So you'll find custom stitch markers, little needle gauges, little canal house gauges. We have these little gauge forest friends. So we have a really fun time developing these unique products because that's what keeps knitting fun. You know, we don't always need another sweater, but he needs like 20 more sweaters. So I hope to see you online or in person, and thanks for visiting Stephen and Penelope.